Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. It's Kristy here. I'll just move that for you. You can see on my bench, I don't know if I can take you up any higher. Let me have a look. There we go. I have a teapot, a milk jug and a sugar bowl. And you're probably wondering what this is all about. Well, today I'm going to show you, I got an idea of Pinterest from my friend, and so I said I would have a go at making it. There's no patterns or measurements because each individual teapot is different to every size, so that's something I will hopefully show you how to do. So let's get started. I always do that when I move my chair in. I must try and remember not to do that. Okay. Let's move this out the way. So what are some of the things that we need to do for our... this is a collaboration with Sally and Christine. It's called Whimsical Wearables. This is not a wearable of an item for myself. It's a wearable for a teapot. So what you need to do is, and there's, I'm sure, some things that you will have around your home, most of them. If not, I'm going to show you other different ways of doing it. I need that needle there. Okay, so first of all, we need some fabric. So any fabric that you have, it doesn't have to be cotton. It can be satin. It can be tapestry, anything that a needle will go through. You need some cotton. This will just have to, I'll have to show you. I'm just using it for my hot glue gun. So if you have a hot glue gun, this would be perfect. If not, then I'm sure you've got this adhesive glue, the art glitter glue. It's quite strong, and you could have a go at using glue stick. And you need some cardboard. This is just a cardboard, whoopsie daisy, for my glue, and don't let it rest without putting the cardboard down because you get glue everywhere. And if you have glue sticks to go in your glue, also have that. You need a needle and possibly some tweezers and some, like I said, fabric. And you need some of this stuff, doll stuffing. Now, if you're unable to find the nice soft stuff, you can possibly use an old pillow cushion and use the stuffing out of that. So let's get started. First of all, we want to do the lid. Now you're probably thinking, what are we going to do with the lid? Well, we're going to put an insert and turn this into a cushion. A pin cushion lid. Sorry, I had to think what it's called. So I've prepared already my insert, and all you have to do is get your cardboard, lay that down, draw a circle on the inside around here, and cut it out with the cardboard. Obviously, cardboard is very versatile and it's everywhere. And then what this does is this pops into the lid like so, and it just sits in there. It doesn't actually have to be glued in. All right, so that's the first part. And then I cut out a circle This was my first circle, but I didn't have enough of this fabric. So I went for this type of fabric, or, you know, you've got this here. Something maybe to complement the teapot. If not, just any fabric will do. Now, which one did I do? I don't think it was that one. I think that goes with this. I put the I cut the circles out already, and I mixed them up, and I can't remember which one it is, but I think it's this one, or maybe it is this one. No, I think that goes to that, because that's bigger. So what we need to do is find your, no, it must be this one. Find your, so you do the circle. I've done my circle fairly large. So if it's a bit big, that's fine. Just grab a handful of wadding, anything to, because don't forget it's going to get squished down, so that by the time you put it into your fabric. So what we need to do is, not that needle, we need to get a needle with some cotton, just any old cotton will do. I love this cotton reel thing. I bought this from the Sewing Basket in Sydney when I was there last. So I hope everyone's doing well. We've had some rain today. It's supposed to be getting more rain, possibly tomorrow or later this afternoon. I thought we were meant to have rain all day, but we didn't. So what I'm going to do is just sew around the edge to gather it all in, a little bit like a Suffic puff. This will take a little while. This will take a minute or two, or possibly a bit more. What have I been up to? Well, just trying to get back into my sewing room, to be honest. It's been still a little bit difficult. I'm hoping to go back to work next week and get some work, because we've booked our trip to Amsterdam, and I need to start saving up some money for our trip. So if you're interested, I have 2 packs left on my Instagram page for slow stitch projects. Roxy Journal of Stitchery with Rachel and Sarah. That would be a good one if you're looking for some fabric for them. I had 6, but I've already sold 4, and I possibly might do some more in some just random colours, or maybe I'll do a colour theme, I don't know. And I can post over to overseas, but I think it's a little bit expensive. I will look into it. Some people are prepared to pay the money to post overseas. Okay, so I've just gone around. So basically this looks like a lovely big Suffic puff. And I'm going to shove my wadding in. Now you need a fair bit, because it does, you know, push down or not scrunch down. So where's my thread? So as you can see, it's curling up into a lovely big Suffic puff. And be careful when you pull, because you don't want to pull too hard, because you'll break your thread and then you'll have to start all over again. So there is the circle. Now it is looking a little bit scrunchy on the edges, but And that might be because I don't have enough wadding. So let's see what I've got here. Let's try this. This is my first time making it. I haven't prepared one before. I've only done the cutout for the circles and the cardboard because that takes time to do. I try and just show you exactly what I'm doing because it's a learning thing for all of us, and I want to show you my ideas that I come up with at the time and so forth. Right. Look, I'm happy with that. I think if I overload it, might just bust my stitches. And it possibly even if it is a little bit too big. So let's just pull that out again, and we will take that out. And close it up further. That's made it a lot smaller now. Sure, it's got the wrinkles in it, but that you can just maneuver that around. It might be because the way I've stitched it, and I think that is just perfect for that. Maybe I might just add a little bit on that side. See how we go. That looks a little bit better. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So let's sew that up. So what you just got to do is be careful, like I said, of the, now it's broken here. It has just broken. So how to fix that is you would hold that here. You could actually put a little bit of glue there so it doesn't pop open. Hopefully it will set enough for the cotton not to come out. This is why I like to just do things as I'm going along, because now you can see how you would fix something if this was to happen. So I'm just going to go around again, in and out. Oh, do you know what's happened? It's just gone through the knot. The knot hasn't been big enough. So make sure you do a bigger knot. So I'm going to help that. I'm going to scrunch that in and help not put any tension on the fabric when I'm trying to gather it all. Okay. So we're just going to go through there, and we're just going back across, backwards and forwards, just to hold that together. It's important that you put enough crosses in, not crosses, stitches, I beg your pardon, to secure your pin cushion. And hopefully it goes together. Yep. Now I've got my thread has gathered the end, so I'm carrying 2 threads as I'm sewing it backwards and forwards. That's fine, it'll be a little bit stronger. Probably don't need to do as much as I have done, but I don't want it to come undone at this point. If you can hear that murring noise, that's my cat. Oh, I'm happy with that. Happy, happy, happy. All right. So how are we going to secure this in here? But I do want to do it, but I don't like this here. So let's find some trim and get rid of that. I don't realise that my thing moves when I do that every time. Sorry about that. When I move my chair in, it's only a wooden chair, so I have to, it's not on rollers. All right, let me see what I can find. Oh, maybe just the tiniest little bit of rick-rack. That looks good on there, doesn't it? And I could just put that there. I could just shape that. Let's see that. And just the tiniest bit. Right, I'm going to just use this glue. Or maybe I should, I think I'll use my hot glue gun. Now now it's all gone yucky. Oops. I have to let that dry. All right, let's, I could use my things. I need to say I need to say exactly what I mean. I need to use my pliers, not my pliers, my tweezer things. See, that didn't work. So that just has to get hard. And I will put a fresh bit of glue on there. Hopefully it won't fall on the floor. There we go. You can use your fingers because it's not so hot. Right, we will run a tiny little bit of beading of glue around. I need to chop the end off so it's nice and flat. It's nearly set already, so you have to be quite quick with this. If it comes undone, I'll just reset it, which is already doing that. All right, you can take that off because it's all hard. So let's try that again. I need to have it set already. Oh, that's still hard there. That's the only thing with hot glue gun on a cold surface. It sets fairly quickly. There we go. So this is going to take some time to do. So you'll have to bear with me because I'm not going to turn the camera off. need to press the gun. Make sure you press the gun trigger harder so it will come out. All those stringy bits, that's fine. You just pull them off and just, you know, roll them up in your fingers. That looks good. Now mine is just a cheap one. I'm going to try and get round to the all the way round quickly. There we go. I missed that little bit there. So make sure when you do it, you put your glue. What am I trying to say? You put your trim all the way to the edge of the glue. And now I just cut that off. And I might just, what's happening there? Need a bit of glue. Well, my cord is a very short cord, so I need to make sure that it's been wrapped up, so it's still all very, what's the word? Or tangled. Right, I don't even know if that's the word. Right, so that's that. And so here, we're just going to pop that in there like that. So, let me think. Do I put that? I'm going to go I just have enough glue. I'm going to push that down to the sides, and that's, I should have had a little bit more glue, but that's enough. And it's not really coming out, so that's stuck down. So that is, now let's see if it works. Let's find some pins. So the cardboard just secures the bottom. So that's one of those long pins, or one of these long pins, and that sticks up just like that. So that works well. So you can put your pins in there. You could even just have this as your pink pins, colour code them. You've got your little baby embroidery pins, they'll still go in there. Could do with this little bit more stuffing there. You can see that's a little bit loose, but I'm happy with that. I'm still happy with my design. So let's leave them with the pins, and then what you do is you get your teapot and you sit that there, and it becomes, you can take it with you, and then when you're finished with it, oh, there's something in there, you can turn it upside down, and there you go. So let's see what other uses we can do for this. I have just seeing if I was recording. I have my perlé cottons. If I was having a pink theme and I wanted to take my perlé cottons, I'll just put them all in here, providing that they fit on the colours, you know, that I needed. I would think even these would go in there. And there's quite a bit in there at the moment. I don't know how many I put in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I was able to fit 10 in there. But you can do normal cottons. You could put these in there. So let's take these out. Now this is something I got from my mum, I'm pretty sure. So it is a little bit sentimental, but I'm not using it. So also, I'm just going to find something. I won't be a moment. So you have your cake. If you're into crocheting, you have your cake. This is called like a cake yarn. You can put that in there. And I've just realised you've got to somehow get the nope, that won't work. I know. You can thread this through here. This is what I mean, like I like to just do it as I'm going because it makes you think. You tie this on here. So you've got two uses for the teapot, and then you just thread that back through there. And when you're sewing, when you're knitting or crocheting, it just pulls it straight out. And you can still have your teapot, your yarn in your teapot, or if you still want to use it because you're crocheting and you're doing embroideries, you can just have your teapot lids sit on there. So that is that first idea. So let's get rid of the box. I really like that idea. Not the box, the teapot. And so the next one is, I need that. Oh, now I have everything everywhere. The next one is your little sugar bowl. You could patchwork your fabric. And use the wadding and then fill that up with this stuff and then use the same method. Right, so I seem to think I've used the wrong one. Let's have a go because I don't know if it's going to fit. I probably think I've used the wrong size of this. Right, what am I after? Some cotton. Now, you don't have to use this for a pin cushion. You can put little trinkets in. You could put your put those clips in, quilting clips. You can even put one of these in here and use that when you're threading, and it will just go and stay in the one spot. Let's see if we can do this. I'm going to tie a bit more of a knot, a bigger knot in the bottom of the thread. I'm going to do maybe 4 or 5 or 6 so it doesn't go through the fabric. So I will quickly do this as fast as I can, and just remember that the way it's sewn around will determine all those little creases that you have. I'm not worried because I just want to get it done. Ow. Don't stab yourself in the meantime. The sun's out now, so all that lovely rain that we've had is gone. So hopefully maybe the next front will come in and it will be raining again. if you have a look at this, see this lovely bracelet. My friend Michelle, my stitching friend Michelle, I have two friends Michelle, but my stitching friend Michelle went to Turkey and she bought this back for me, and she came over on Friday last week, and I have not taken it off. I worn it in the shower, and it would be actually a very simple thing to make, and you tighten it by pulling on this and it tightens it up. So I haven't taken it off. I love it. When we catch up together, we don't stop talking. I think I told you that the other day. So I'm nearly round to the other end. I'll just go past just to make sure. Now I'm not sure if this is going to work because I think I've put the wrong circle on the wrong thing. I've put the wrong circle on the wrong one. So the idea of this one was to pull this in the same and have it cover the top. So you get the gist of the idea of that. You could put that one in here like that. So let's just sew up this now. And I don't think this was going to fit the other lid anyway. So you have to make sure that you've done a fair bit of fabric around the circle. So I think the other one, the teapot one, let me see, I think it would be a good 3 centimeters. I don't know what that is in inches because I can't convert it over, past the actual circle of the teapot lid. I'll tie this off now without losing my thread. I need a bit more tying off. I really don't want it to come undone. And don't use your teeth because you never get it accurate. So technically that could go in there too, but it needs to be bigger. But when you go to put your pins in, it's going to fall down. But what I was thinking for this one was to do I have more here. I should have got more. I'm going to pinch this out of here. If I want to use this, I'll just use this as normal fabric now. I can actually make a Suffic puff out of that. There you go. So if it goes wrong, you can make your own Suffic puff. Okay, so what I was intending to do was sew this here. Maybe I could just glue gun it. Use the glue gun. to see if that works. Okay, I need to put a new thing in there. It's all melted down the gun, so I need to just, oops, change the end of that. Now I've got glue everywhere, so be careful with the glue gun. Ooh. Now I have to let that set. Ow, it's hot. Don't forget that's hot. Okay. So what we're going to do is glue down there. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Don't get your finger in it. You know what? Where's my tweezers? And fold that over. Right, that's glued that. Don't use your fingers. It's very hot. I will live and learn, obviously. This will all come off the table, so I'm not worried. Not the table, the mat. So I'm going to put glue down here. If you didn't have the hot glue gun, you could just use PVA glue. Fold that over, press that down. Looks like a little envelope, doesn't it? Now, I have no idea how long I've been on for. I should time myself. Right, fold this over. Hopefully that will get glued on that side. Oh, and oops, sorry, you're not seeing what I'm doing. Glue there. It's a bit messy, this glue gun thing. It's not dry. If you don't want, I don't think you should use the glue gun because I've burnt myself way too many times. See, that just comes off the mat, and I'll clean that off later. Oops, I'm bumping the table. Sorry about that. Okay, so my thinking was I've just made this here, and I'm just going to squash it down a little bit further, because this could be used for all sorts of things as well. You could put your pens in there like that, and you can take that away with you if you needed to. You could put all sorts of things. You could even put your tall thread in there and use this as a thread puller, you know, to put your cottons in, to use that instead of having one of these things here. I always lose my words sometimes when I can't think, so you just have to excuse me for that. You could even put your clips in there if you wanted to. It has lots of uses, but my thinking was I wanted to put this in, shove that in there. You didn't have to have the fabric, but I wanted the fabric there. Push that down. If you wanted to, then you could also make a bigger one of these and make that your pin cushion. So that can be your pin cushion there too. But what I was thinking was of putting this in, putting one of these in here, and so it doesn't fall down into the container. It might not even work, so let's just figure that out first before I rant and rave on about. Yeah, so you can still see that's tall enough now, so it's not going to fall down to the bottom, and I like it sitting like that. So that's the idea for that. So I'll just clean up my mess. So I think that's all I've got for you with the teapot and the cup. Obviously I should have made that bigger for the circle, which I probably will do for that. or I won't even use that because I'm thinking I will use it for something else, because I already have the pin cushion in the teacup. So I will tidy up this. I can just put these in here. You can put your trims or anything in there if you like, when you know, or anything that you're using. I hope this video has excited you to try and go ahead and make a teapot pincushion lid, and then you could use the pot. You don't have to go and buy your best one. I've got some of my grandmother's casserole serving dishes, and I'm thinking they're not getting used. I don't want to put food in them. I'm thinking I'm going to put them in my room in here, not turn that into a big pincushion, but use it to put things in, and I'll just find some shelving and do it that way, and then they can be used and I can see it every day, whereas at the moment it's in the cupboard and it's not getting used. So there's a lot of multiple things you can use for using your beautiful items. So there is that. I can still hear the cat. That's what I wanted to make that for. I will get my teapot, and even though it's got my yarn in it, it's a good yarn holder for when you're using your yarn, so it doesn't twist everywhere, providing you don't yank it too hard and it falls off the table. And I have my lovely little, I love this, I actually really love it. I think it's so cute. And that's all I have. I'll put some fabric there so you can see the beautiful fabric. And I want to thank you all very much for watching my video. And I hope I've been on screen the whole time. I think so. And like and subscribe if you like what you were seeing today. And give me a comment down below. That would be lovely. I love hearing you write a comment. It brightens up my day. And hopefully I'll have something for you again very soon. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye for now.